What's up YouTube? This is I Sleep Too Late here with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a Toon deck tech. Now I've done one before, but I'm going to do one again. But before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to show you some of my sweet new gadgets that I picked up during this time. So as you can see here, I picked up this playmat. It's still in its wrap. I don't think I'm going to be taking it out of the wrap anytime soon. But it was really hard to find. I got it from this place called Baiyi. It's like an Amazon. It's like a Japanese Amazon basically. And shout out to the Toon World Discord. Basically, I really wanted to get into Yu-Gi-Oh. I knew Toon Worlds was my jam, and I found that Discord, and I ended up getting a lot of help from that place. So all the moderators there, you know who you are, but like I've been somewhat active in that community, just talking to that in that chat. I also want to share this with you. I actually shared it on the Discord as well. It's it's this like promo sneak peek duelist type of thing. It's got Dark Magician Girl on it, which is probably the reason why I picked it up. But inside here, you can see that you've got a nice, what is it, super ultra mega? It's some rarity of Toon Dark Magician Girl, and it's got this story thus far, some participation card tips here. They tell you a little bit about what the card does here. It tells you you can use Breaker the Magical Warrior combo. I don't really know what that does, but yeah. And then there's the original Toon World card. So I'm not gonna be taking this out of this thing anytime soon. But if you want to see what the rest of the pages look like, they're just comics of. I think this is the comic where, yeah, where Yugi basically summons Dark Magician Girl for the first time. So anyway, on to the show. I'm going to be showing you my current list, and this is the one that I'm probably going to be, if I go to a tournament, I'm going to be taking it with me. So let's start with the core of the deck. I like to start off with 3 Toon Kingdoms, because that's literally the core of the deck. This is literally what the deck does. You want to get this card out as soon as possible. Basically, when you play it, bash top 3. And then you basically, I don't know if you can see what it does, but basically it makes your creatures like almost indestructible. They can't be targeted, they can't be destroyed, yada, yada, yada. The next one is a new card that came out. We're going to run 3 of these, obviously, too. They're Toon Bookmark. And if you don't remember this card, it's basically the same thing as Toon Table of Contents, except you can only use it once per turn. And it also has this weird effect, which I never use. I never even think to use it. It's if a Toon World you control, or a Toon Kingdom, obviously, because Toon Kingdom is Toon World, would be destroyed, you can banish this card from your graveyard, and then it won't be destroyed. So there's 3 of those, 3 of Toon Kingdom. Toon Table of Contents needs no introduction. It's just search your library or search your deck for a Toon card or Manga Ryuyan. This has actually been errated, I think. I think a Renga Reunion has actually been errated to be a Toon monster. Now we have Toon Page Flip. Toon Page Flip is obviously a new card as well. It's a new gadget we got. It's a quick effect, by the way. It's got a quick effect on it. So you can set it, activate it on your opponent's turn, and reveal 3 Toon monsters, and you pick one at random, basically. So in this deck, this is basically just a free 3,000 attack creature, and I'll explain why in just a second. So let's go ahead and move on to the creatures. We've got the Red Eyes Toon Dragon. We're only gonna be running 2 of these. So let me actually put these from the side and just share this. So Red Eyes Toon Dragon, you probably know what this does already, but I'm gonna share it with you anyway. It's pretty good. We're only gonna run 2 of them because we have 3 Blackstones, right? So Blackstone, you contribute it and basically gets you Red Eyes Toon for free. So the combo is we run 3 Toon Dark Magicians, right? So the old combo, in case you don't know what it is, we run 3 of these. They basically say they're both level 7. This says you can special summon 1 Toon monster from your hand, except Red Eyes, ignoring its summoning conditions, right? And this one says special summon a Toon from your deck. So you can just spit out a bunch of Toon monsters. And you don't really, if Toon World gets destroyed, these don't get destroyed. So that's one of the changes that they made to the 2016 Toon monsters. And obviously with the new set, Toon Chaos, we get Toon Blackluster Soldier, and we run 3 of these as well. So this is no introduction needed. We already know what Blackluster Soldier's card effects do. This basically says you can target 1 card on the field, banish it just for free, but it can't attack on that turn. So the reason why that Toon Page Flip card, this one right here, is so good is because we're gonna splash for 1 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and 1 Ancient Gear Toon Golem. And you probably know what Blue Eyes Toon Dragon does already. It's complicated. It's probably the worst version. When you get Toon Page Flip, you basically want to get Toon Blackluster, Blue Eyes Toon, and Toon Ancient Gear Golem, so that you're guaranteed to have 3,000 attack. And Toon Ancient Gear Golem, it's a Toon monster. It can also inflict piercing damage as well. So that's what I like about Toon Ancient Gear. We do run a second one in the sideboard as well. If you want some baby Toons, we got baby Toons for you as well. We've got the 3 Toon Harpy ladies. This is basically just another good card. It's 4 stars so that you can rank your Utopia. You can go special summon it for free, so you just get some extra stuff on the field that you can use, and it can destroy a spell or trap. So that's definitely one of 3 of those. In case you haven't noticed, it's a very big, heavy deck. This one draws you cards. This one is just another free, kind of like Toon Harpy Lady, but it's 1,400 instead of 1,300. Doesn't destroy an instant or spell or trap. I'm so used to Magic lingo. This one is a normal summon. You probably know what Toon Goblin Attack Force does. It's pretty bad, but in this deck we've got like the Toon Page Flip, so we can get like, if you really want a 4-star or level 4 monster, we can get there. We run 2 Gemini Elves because this is just a really powerful card. Makes them discard at random. It's also 1,900 attack for a free summon basically. And my babies. Yep, my babies. 3 Comic Hands, because that's just a Steel Snatch, right? This is just a really good card. Makes their creature into a Toon 2. I use this as a removal spell. So that's basically, those are basically the creatures. We still got some more creatures. We've got the 9, yes, count them, 9 hand traps, 3 Effect Veilers, 3 Ash Blossoms, and 3 Nibirus. For those of you who are just getting into Magic, Ash Blossom was a pretty neat card. It was a staple. It was like $200 at one point. Effect Veiler basically negates a creature's effect. This says prevent your opponent from like adding a card to the hand, special summoning from the deck, or sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. Basically, anything that they want to do, they can't do because of Ash Blossom. And then if they're going off, if they're like, you know, special summoning a bunch of monsters, Nibiru basically says tribute all of them at quick effect. Is when Magic, this would be instant speed. Tributing means that they can't, like, if it's indestructible, obviously it's like Magic is sacrifice, right? But they get a big ass token, and in return you get a 3,000 attack creature for free. So it's the new tech. It's a pretty competitive card. It's kind of like a staple now, is what they're saying. But I'm gonna be testing 3 of them with these 9 traps. And in case you were wondering, yeah, this deck is pretty hefty. It's a 60 card deck. I know that you can have 40. You should have 40 if you're trying to optimize your deck list. But we are running 6 pots. Okay, 3 Pot of Extravagance and 3 Pot of Desires. Pot of Extravagance was a new card. Well, I mean, obviously it's a card that they reprinted. Basically, just draws 2 cards, and we don't really care too much about our extra deck. Pot of Desires, on the other hand, we're running 60 cards, so we want all 3. We're running a 60 card deck because we're running 3 Pot of Desires. And if you do the math, 3 Pot of Extravagance, if you're only running 3 Pot of Extravagance and no Pot of Desires in a 40 card deck, your chances of drawing pot is actually smaller than 6 pots out of 60, because that's 10%, right? 3 out of 40 is only 7.5%. So the idea behind this deck is you want your draw 2 spell. You just want that in your hand, because that's the best. Honestly, Toons is not very competitive. I know that. But if you want to optimize your chances at winning, optimize your pots. Okay, that's just my opinion. And finally, we've got the one-ofs. This is terraforming. No need to explanate that. Monster Reborn. We don't really like Mimicat. I don't really like it. I think Monster Reborn is just tried and true. Why would you want a conditional Monster Reborn when you can just have Monster Reborn? Raigeki destroys all your creatures, all your opponent's creatures, right? And we're gonna talk more about instant fusion in a bit, but this basically just special summons level 5 lower fusion. You're gonna see that in a bit when we get to the extra deck. And 1-for-1 is obviously gonna go get our Blackstone of Legend for Red Eyes. Everyone knows Skill Drain. Skill Drain's actually only a 1 copy of. All these cards, by the way, are restricted to 1 in the format. But Skill Drain, I used to play Malefics, and so I actually am in love with Skill Drain. But yeah, card is still pretty good in Toons, especially if your creatures are about to be destroyed, like your Blue Eyes. Well, you can just activate Skill Drain. It also stops your opponents from doing stuff too. So we'll talk a little bit more about Cyberstein when we get to the extra deck. But I just want to quickly note that yes, we are running Pot of Extravagance, so it's a non-bow with Cyberstein, but I think this card is so powerful that it's still worth playing. I mean, I've been of the opinion that if you would just run powerful cards in any game, staples, then your deck will just be better, even if those cards don't necessarily mesh perfectly in like 100% of all cases, because the game is definitely, you know, it's not going to be clear cut all the time. So I think you are going to have that like, you know, hazy noise of you know, the sheer probability luck that's going to, well, I'm talking too much, but anyway, Link Karibo. Sorry the glare is so hard. I'm just not that good at this, but you can read this card. It's pretty good. It's just requires 1 level 1 monster, which we have in Effect Veiler, and we also have that in Blackstone in case you don't have your Blackstone for anything else. This I picked up, this bad boy, very expensive card now, but yeah, it's another Black Luster Soldier, so I felt like that would be pretty flavorful to have another Black Luster Soldier in the deck. Boral Sword Dragon. This one is a card that everyone loves. I don't know too much about like the new meta game, honestly, but I know Boral Sword Dragon's a pretty good card. Can win the game. And then, you know, once you get like your Dark Magician and your Red Eyes, you can XYZ summon any of these. So you got Big Eye here, Mecha Phantom Draco Sack, Red Eyes Flare Mail Dragon. It took me a long time to get this stupid thing in the mail, but now it's in. Other stuff, Utopia for the level 4s. You can rank them. Photon Strike Balancer just in case you get like 2 Dark Magician Girls. Honestly, I'm pretty much putting this in the deck because it's a cool card. I just like it. Probably side it out after game 1, and then yeah, if you just happen to have both Dark Magician Girls, which is not that hard honestly because you have all the searchable Toon effects. Now for the synchros, you got Ally of Justice, Stardust Dragon, Trishula. Pretty decent cards all around. And then, like I said, Thousand Eyes Restrict. This was in the last video. I had this package here, and I really liked it. Thousand Eyes Restrict is just a really good card. Also in flavor with Pegasus. You know, this is a Pegasus deck. I still want that meme to continue. And then this is my newest edition. I had Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but I think this is just the best card that you can fusion summon with Cyberstein. Now moving on to sideboard. I didn't have a sideboard before, but now I do have a sideboard. Let's go ahead and look at the sideboard. We got Utopia. This is just a second copy. Scrap Dragon. Brionac, just in case we need to answer things. Thought Ruler Archfiend in case we need to gain life. Black Rose Dragon in case we need to destroy everything. Cyber End Dragon in case we really want something that isn't Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon that can win off of a Cyberstein. Plague Spirit Zombie. This is just another tuner. Helps us with our synchros. Gores is just a really powerful card. I mean, this used to be really good back in the day, and I still really like it. Scapegoat is just a defensive card. I don't really know why I have it this here, but I still like it. Second copy of Toon Nation Gear Golem. I just think it's a really good card. Yeah, especially with the page flip, it's nice.
Book of Moon, I mean, it's just a really good card. I don't really, I mean, this is just kind of like to stop people from attacking us, even though we probably don't really need this. This is just, honestly, these are just cards that I have lying around. I don't have a lot of cards lying around. I just figured I'd pick the best cards. Now, these two I probably would put in my sideboard. A lot of people actually are putting the 3 of these in their sideboard in full-on competitive Toon decks. Just really good Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and then Toon World, I guess, because this is a Toon World deck. I actually really, I definitely would have replaced this with anything else, but whatever, it's Toon World. All right, so now that we're done with that, I want to just get into a quick, I just want to quickly do some testing, field testing, if that's okay with you. This is a 15-minute long video. It can be a little bit longer. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to do this one hand because I am recording this off of one hand. Let's go ahead and just mix these up. I'm just gonna mix these up. This is how I shuffle decks with one hand. Okay, just gonna. Oh, by the way, these are the sleeves that I've been using. They're not really Toon sleeves, but I am playing Ash Blossom, so might as well. So this is how I'm gonna shuffle the deck. Okay, that's how I shuffle with one hand. All right. So let's say we draw 5 cards randomly from this. Draw five cards randomly from this monstrosity. We'll do 1 here, 1 here. So this is our opening hand. Okay. And then, so as you can see, this is a pretty decent hand. You would go, first thing you do, if you were on the play, whether you're on the play or on the draw, it doesn't even matter. You would just lead off with Pot of Extravagance, draw 2 cards, play Blackstone of Legend, get your red eyes. You can probably even set Skill Drain. Does this thing special summon? No, you have to. No, you have to. You can probably, what you can probably do is like get red eyes, right? And then, I mean, you have a free 2400 attacker, and you've already Pot of Extravagance, so still pretty good hand. Let's get another hand going. So that was good whether you were on the play or the draw. Let's go ahead and just mix these up a little bit more. Yeah, this is how I do videos. If you enjoy what you like, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one more. So this is okay. This is a pretty decent hand. We can go. Right off the bat, we have 2 hand traps. So like, whether we were on the play or the draw, I mean, it's good to just. And here this brings another interesting conversation. Do you want to be on the play or the draw? As a Yu-Gi-Oh Toon player, I usually like to be on the draw so that I start the game with an extra card. And usually, more often than not, like nine hand traps is a lot. So I generally can disrupt my opponent if they're trying to win turn 1 or if they're trying to set up a really fast turn. So you can just go Toon Kingdom, you can special summon your Toon Mermaid, and you have these 2 hand traps. What you can do is, since you're special summoning this, you can just normal summon an Ash Blossom, and you can get your Stardust Dragon, or you can normal summon your Effect Veiler. You can get Ally of Justice, Catastor, whatever her name is. So those are 2 hands that we just drew. As you can see, pretty decent. Oh, another thing you can do, if you don't like your Effect Veiler, you can always just trash it for a Link Rebo. Anyway, 20-minute mark. I hope you enjoyed this video. Seriously, leave a comment below if you disagree or if you agree with any of my deck decisions. This is somewhat budgety. I know that like some of these cards are expensive, but a lot of them aren't. If you enjoyed any of the weird pickups I made along the way building toons, let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video.